I now request the woman of the moment, put your hands together for Miss Bhavani Jois. I request Mark for you to take over the session.
Can we not make it louder? Yeah.
Give you a bit of energy and a boost, and this is a motivational session on seeing your dreams from your peers. I've been wonderful MCs has given me so much energy to start this morning. I hope you listen with your eyes open, with your ears open, all of your senses activated to take something away from the session today. How many of you are here are dreamers? Put your hands up if you're a dreamer.
Actually, the microphone that the other girl was using was much clearer than the one she's got on. Yeah. Could we switch it? Just because I think it's going to be really hard to hear her.
Please be louder.
Yeah, I should have changed it.
It's not as clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that sometimes when you sit and dream, you sit in a corner and dream, and someone says, "Why are you wasting your time? Stop dreaming and start acting." And of course that's important. But dreaming is a really, really powerful thing. And I want to tell you why. Never ever let it be said that to dream is a waste of time. For dreams are our realities in waiting. In dreams, we plant the seeds of our future. How true is that statement? How many of you have got clarity of your dream? Have you got clarity of your dream? Have you spent the time you need to give clarity? See the seed. The seed is not any ordinary seed. It's a seed which has clarity, it has purity, and it has shape. The seed of your dream that would help you determine the direction of your life is a very important seed. And I want to congratulate all of you for, first of all, making a very important decision to become a chartered accountant in India. A highly respected professional body. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's a really remarkable thing. I don't know how many of you made this choice on your own. I don't know how many of you made this choice because your parents said so, or because your peers did so, but it doesn't matter. You made the choice. You are here, and this is the start of your next chapter of your whole life. So, dream big, and let me talk about somebody. First, let me ask you some big questions, right? I talked about dreams. Have you got clarity of your dream? What is your dream? If you haven't, this is a great time. We're going into 2023. You've got a few more weeks left this year. Take a quiet moment, take a piece of paper, an empty piece of paper, and draw what life is going to be like. Draw, and I said draw. And I know we're all not artists, but when you draw, you activate your left and right brain. Draw a picture of how you're going to be in 5 years' time. 5 years' time is not a very long time. You know how fast, how much COVID took away in years of our lives, right? Draw a picture. Ask yourself, what is my purpose? See, we can all become chartered accountants and just get a job and a job. And my purpose cannot be to get a job. It's much bigger than that. So if your idea is I want to pass my exams and I want to get a job and I want to do really well in life and I want to earn money, that's fine. But why? Why are you doing all that? That's very important. The next thing is what makes you happy. If you are doing this and you are unhappy, take a pause and ask, what about what I'm doing right now makes me unhappy? How can I tweak the journey of my life so that happiness is a must-have part of it? Very, very important. And then how do you go from good to great? You're all good. Some of you may be great. But do you know the formula to go from good to great? Very important question. And then how do you know you've made it? Will you keep chasing this dream forever? You have to pause and celebrate. Celebrating is an important part of a life journey. I don't know how many of you have paused and celebrated every moment in your life, even the moments that things don't go to your plan. Is a moment of celebration because there is definitely belief that when one door closes, another door opens. So in fact, the whole universe is conspiring to make you successful eventually. And the most important question is where do you start? Many of us, and I know I am also one of those people who looks around me and says, oh my God, everybody is successful in your own way, and I don't know which path to take. There's so many paths of success, isn't there? So you need to chart your own path. So where do you start? So this is a very important question, and I want to share with you a little bit about my own journey on making dreams come true. First of all, I am work in progress. I am sure many of you are just starting out. Some of you have done some great, remarkable things. I've met some fantastic CAs, but oh my God, this story actually done so much. But let me tell you how one of my seeds I planted about 9 years ago only came true in 2022. About 9 years ago, one fateful weekend, my stepdaughter and I went to a free two-day conference, and it was about coaching, life coaching, and mental fitness, and all of those things. And that day, it was a very profound day for me. It was a day that said, what was happening to my life all these years? Because as if that was the day I discovered my whole purpose was for something completely different. By which time I was already ahead of college. I was already ahead of college and very large organization in the UK. But that weekend, I had a big question mark about my actual life purpose. It was that day that I decided I want to become an executive coach. 15th of March 2013, I registered to become a coach. But life takes very different journeys. Life takes you into multiple directions. One of the things that happened to me that day, sitting in this building in London, was also helped me decide that actually we wanted to come to India. What I decided in March 2013 happened in November 2013, and it has been 9 years since I've come to India. After a long time, almost 18 years in the UK, I still didn't qualify as a coach. But after I came here, and I decided to become a coach in India, I looked around and nobody knew what I was talking about. And my dream slowly and surely kind of came to a slight halt. I said, no, don't stop, go and get a job, work for corporate India, get to know corporate India, and I did that. I did that for 8 years. And in 2021, when COVID happened, I asked myself, what's happening with this dream? Have you finished it? What's happening? And I felt really bad. COVID really booked up a lot of us. And I went back to class in 2021, and finally in 2022, I qualified as an executive coach. It took me 9 years. And when you have this dream become almost real, and you are so sure, in around December 2021, I had a very nice conversation supported by my co-head at ICAI and my boss, and he said, we were talking generally about life, and he said, do you want to go part-time? And I never thought it possible, to have a corporate job and to pursue your passion. And I said yes. It took me 30 seconds to think. I said yes. On 1st April 2022, I went part-time. And I'm now able to have a corporate job, doing my role as co-head of digital audit, and I can also run my own practice as an executive coach. I think that's finally living my dream. Finally. Thank you. So let's talk about another dreamer. Everybody knows this dreamer? I want to talk about this dreamer because this dreamer said, don't stop chasing your dreams because dreams will come true. And I've been very, very fortunate just this week on Wednesday to be in his audience and to listen to him have a one-to-one chat with Gaurav Kapoor. A beautiful conversation. I want to share some important nuggets from that conversation about dreaming. Just like my 2013 penny drop moment of realization, you all must be knowing Sachin's story of 1983. A 10-year-old boy watching television, India's World Cup, And he decided that very moment, he literally said something happened in his body that very day. And what was cricket that was for fun became cricket, the life's purpose. I want you all to realize one important thing. It was just a normal day. He was watching a cricket match, but something happened. There was a connection between almost a universal energy and his decision to make cricket his life's purpose. These moments are happening all around you, but you need to know and look for it. There are signs everywhere. And for Sachin, the moment the cricket became his purpose, no longer something he did for fun, the rest is history. You all know how hard he worked to make his dream come true. So have you found your purpose? It's the bigger question. You must have your dreams to come true, you must know your purpose. And remember, this is an ordinary boy of 10 years old who's, if somebody asked him, when does this term such and come first? Is it your friends that kept calling you such and such? He said, no. My mom, from the balcony, used to look down when I was playing gully cricket, and she said, such and come back and have a shower and have your dinner. So the term such and came for this simple, ordinary boy who dreamt, had a purpose, and made it come true. So today's session is structured a bit like giving you some takeaways. I've planned it to give you 10 strategies that you can apply in your everyday life to make your dream come true. Let's start with the first one. Does your dream sometimes look like this huge mountain in front of you? You know you can get there, but it looks so big and you don't know where to start and it's complicated and you feel, what's the point? I'll just follow the flow, be a sheep, maybe I'll get there. If somebody else made it, I'll follow what he did. I'll take that course, I'll find a job in the same company, maybe I'll be there. It's not going to work because you have to make your own path. So strategy number one is to break it down. Take this big dream, give it color and clarity and purity and all of that, and then break it down. We're all CAs in the making. You know how to solve problems. That's what you're going to get paid to do. Solve the problem of your dream by breaking it down into components that you can succeed. For example, in my own journey, qualifying as a coach was only the first step. Getting a part-time opportunity was the second step. The third step is to launch my practice. The fourth step is to get my clients, and so on and so forth. Like my journey can continue. You need to take a moment, and strategy number one is to break down your dream. You want to get a job in one of the best companies in the world? Of course it's possible. But you can't turn up to an interview and expect to get a job there without having a strategy. Because it is really, heart-wrenching sometimes when I see people come for interviews and they've got this great passion, but they're not able to communicate that passion with conviction. Because all their career and all their studies was focused on passing the exams, but not enough on communicating and getting clarity of thought. If you want to make yourself a successful CA, you must work on your soft skills, for example. There's just one example. Because even if you don't pass in your first attempt, it actually doesn't matter. Because nobody's going to, once you get in the door, nobody's going to say, okay, this assignment is for this person first time pass, this assignment is for this person fourth time pass. Nobody cares. I've got some fantastic people in my team who didn't pass first time or second time. We've got one guy passed seventh time. But you know how he got the job? He came for an interview with so much passion and conviction, and he, and of course, any large company will say, seventh time, no chance. He said, no, there's something about this guy that we really like. So my boss interviewed him as well. He's a fresher, right? You're getting interviewed by a senior vice president. And finally, my boss said, yes, go ahead. You know why? I can see fire in his belly. You know how he would see the fire in the belly? Because he communicated with such clarity. His dream was so big. And Infosys was everything for him, for example. So break it down. The next one, take action. The biggest fuel for fear is inaction. Because action, any action, is better than no action. Imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. I love that saying. Because you know why? When you take action, things happen in your brain. Your brain starts saying, hey, okay, I can't do this, but I can do that. I tried and it wasn't as bad as I thought. But when we think about, oh my God, I'm so scared, they're going to judge me, I'm going to fail, and we don't take action, what happens? The whole how do I say, experience of taking action and what you can learn from it, you just cut out that experience process. So my second strategy, no matter what it is, take action. You know, when I was coaching people, I have found people with such a big dream who won't even do research about the dream. And action as simple as research. You know why? They're so scared that the research will prove to them that their dream won't come true. Imagine this. You have a dream, but you're scared to research this dream because you're so worried that the research results will tell you that your dream won't come true. How will this dream even happen if you're not willing to face it head on? So take action. The next one is something I want to talk to you. Before I go into the strategies here, let's talk a little bit about our mind. I don't know what studies you have done to get to deciding to CA. I don't know how much of extracurricular activities you've been through. I don't know how much you have studied the mind. But I really, really wish that study about the mind is brought to the schools at the primary level. Because if we start to know about how our mind works, we can realize just how powerful the mind is to make things come true for you. We're doing many things wrong with our mind, to be honest, because we don't know how to use it. It's like a genie in a bottle. You know, you all watch Aladdin, right? That genie when he rubs it. Your mind is like that. It's a genie waiting for your command. But if you don't know how to command it, then what's the point? So I want you to pay a little bit of attention to this point. This is a little complicated, but you need to know this. Because if you know this, I discovered this only 10 years ago. I mean, I'm 47 years old. Imagine discovering this knowledge only at 37. My life changed after that because more things happened for me after 37 than they ever happened in the first 37 years. They happened by chance. I did what everybody did, I just followed. But at the age of 37, when I discovered the secret behind how the mind works, and I'm not a psychologist, I haven't got a PhD, I just researched about something that was so fascinating that I could now change how I used my mind. And I want to give you a few thoughts. Can you see all these colored dots on this picture? Right? These colored dots are basically your neurons, the neurons in your mind. When you get new knowledge or you see something you're familiar with, you give content to your mind, these neurons fire up. They start to light up and they start to shake. Like your cell, you all learned in biology, right? Your cells split and shake and all of that. Now, imagine if you wanted to go to navigate in Bangalore traffic, right? Wouldn't you take the simplest, shortest, clearest path to get to your destination? Yes? Right? You all have scooties and everything, right? You'll find the shortest path. Your mind is like that. If something happens, let's say for example, somebody comes up to you today and says, hey, I heard a lot about you. There's a job waiting for you at my firm. Now, you will think, what do you say? You might say, in your mind, if you already decided that firm, or if I told you that firm is not a great firm, you might say no straight away. Because why? It's the shortest path to the memory you have. The memory of that firm is, hey, yeah, that friend didn't have a very good experience. Answer is no. But that might have been that person's experience and not yours. But because your mind has taken the shortest path to the memory it has, you made a decision on the spot. The point is, you can choose other memories. You can choose a different direction. So you see this image here that is flowing, this image moving. Where the signal comes in from your five senses. What are the five senses? What are the five senses? If you give a shout out. Eyes, nose, okay. Ears. What is it? Tongue, okay. Skin. Perfect. These are the only 5 ways you can consume the world. Only 5 ways. Right? And when you consume the world in this way, it goes into your brain, it goes into your prefrontal cortex, so your thinking brain, it goes to the back, says, this means that. This means that, and so quickly you get a response and you act on the response. But if you took a moment to pause, and see the signal is coming, that is the sense that's coming in from your eyes or your nose or something. And that junction box, it has two parts. It has the path which is traveled most frequently, and it has this new path also. The new path may say, when somebody says something like give me a job offer, I will stop and pause and I will say, I will research and come back to you. Even if that means I might lose the chance. Because by saying no, you shut the door. By saying I'll research and come back, maybe you still have a 50-50 chance of saying yes. The point is, I'm giving an example. Same thing happens for exercise, getting up in the morning, and they ask me to get up in the morning. Your normal before practice is to sleep longer, for example. So I want to give you an example of this one here. Yeah. Can you see this jungle? So your mind is like this. You want to start exchange. My 2023 goal is to focus on health, physical health. Mental health is mine. Physical health needs a 2023 goals. That's my goal. Okay, declaration to all of you. You all will have goals, I'm sure. But when I start to think of exercise, my head is like that first picture. Oh my God, so difficult. Right? The first picture is my mind. It is so difficult to navigate this jungle that I give up the moment I start. But then the more you do it, imagine some explorers going to the Amazon jungle. He first cuts all the shrubs, then he cuts everything. And after some time, after 2 weeks or so, it will look like the second picture. The path is starting to clear up. By the time he does the 6th week of walking in the same path, won't it look like the last picture? Won't that Amazon jungle look like a nice path in the middle of a forest? That is exactly how your mind is. And you see how all the trees have made way for the path? All the distractions in your mind, you start making way the moment you start using the same positive thoughts again and again. The problem with us humans is after we try positive thinking once or twice, and it doesn't give you the result you want, and it feels difficult, and all your old memories of how difficult it is comes in your way, you go back and give up. And the moment you give up, that jungle path that was starting to form gets grown over. Because if you don't walk, see this second picture, right? If you don't walk on the second, then that path again and again, it will not become like the third picture. It will go back to become the first picture. Correct? Now, your mind is the same. If you're trying to do something new, give it a chance. Give it a chance to form this third path so that every time you want to do this great thing that you are trying to do, it becomes easy. You see all these famous sportsmen, they've got a clear path like the third picture. Trust me, they will need to build new paths for new complexity. Maybe playing India cricket is different from playing world cricket or football. Look at all the players today. Look at all the lost penalties. Do you think those people will give up football because they lost a penalty? Of course not. They've got a nice clear path in your mind. Strategy number 4. Make a decision. Your mind, see there are 3, I want to go back to this way. Yeah. See, your mind, there are 3 kinds of minds. Okay, did you know that there are 3 kinds of minds? Anyone brave enough to, not brave, anyone willing to admit that they knew there were 3 kinds of minds? I'd like to hear from you. Can I get a mic over there? Is that possible? Give him a round of applause, please.
Subconscious, superconscious. Conscious, subconscious, superconscious.
Super. Thank you so much. You all hear that? Conscious, subconscious, superconscious. Or you could say unconscious. It's so powerful. You need to know about these 3 minds because they behave in very different ways. Your conscious mind is like your mobile phone battery, your mobile phone. Okay? If you don't keep it on charge, it will die. Okay? So your conscious mind can only operate on battery supply. And you know what's your recharge for the conscious mind? Sleep. Perfect. Your recharging of the conscious mind is sleep. And I'll come to that in a minute. The second one is subconscious mind. It's near over, it's almost like the near or back mind. Example, I'm sure many of you drive in Bangalore and don't even realize how you got from A to B. It's like autopilot. You sit in the car and you just in the or the scooty and you just somehow you end up here. If somebody asks you how many red cars did you pass on today, I don't know. But if you really went for hypnotherapy and dug deep, you probably remember you passed 5 red cars that day. But so your subconscious knows it, but you have to dig and find it because it is so natural for you to do something. It is embedded in your subconscious mind. You could retrieve it if you dug it deep enough through a bit of deep thinking, but it's subconscious. Many things in our lives we do naturally because we are subconsciously aware. Cycling, swimming, driving a car, all of those things. But the unconscious mind is the actual supermind. Because the unconscious mind is something that has since the day you were born, even since before you were born, even your mom's voice and she was singing to you in the womb is deep embedded in your unconscious mind. And this unconscious mind has some certain characteristics and you need it to work in your favor. If you don't know how to tap into your unconscious mind, I'm not saying go for hypnotherapy or some other sessions, just be aware of how it works. And the unconscious mind has some characteristics which I want to share with you, because if you know it, then you can use it. Number one, the unconscious mind is restless. It needs direction. If you don't have, in Kannada they say guri, right, or in a goal, if you don't have that, your unconscious mind is looking here, hey, this guy is doing analytics, maybe good at it. So, this person is on a public speaking course, man. That person is on the English course, and that is on for taxation and this and that and everything. And the unconscious mind is totally confused and says, okay, let's sign up for all the courses. Because the unconscious mind needs direction. It's jumping like a monkey in the jungle. From one tree to one tree. When one tree banana is not nice, it goes to another tree. It has no direction. So you must give your unconscious mind direction so it can help your dreams come true. And what does the direction need? It needs a decision. And most of us are petrified. I am also the same. Scared to make a decision. What if it's the wrong decision? What if it's not going to work out? But remember, in most things, except committing a severe crime, even getting married can be changed, to be honest. But having a baby you can't change, and dying you can't change. These are the things you can't change. But most decisions you can change. So why are you so afraid to make a decision? Because remember, your unconscious mind cannot serve you if you don't make a decision and give it direction. So I challenge you to all try this. If there's something that you're sitting on the fence and not quite sure, doesn't matter. This New Year's, before the New Year comes, make a decision and give your unconscious mind direction so that it helps you achieve it. That is strategy number 4. Strategy number 5, very, very important. I think this is probably the most important thing I want to give you today. Your unconscious mind cannot process negative thoughts. Okay, it cannot process negative thoughts. Very important, right? So, for example, I don't want to fail. Right? I tell my mind, I don't want to fail, I don't want to fail, I don't want to fail. Do you know what your unconscious mind heard? What did your unconscious mind hear? Fail. It only heard fail. It didn't understand the word don't. So I don't want to fail. Your unconscious mind only heard the word fail. I don't want to fall, I don't want to fail, I don't want anything. It can only hear the word fail, fall, whatever, right? So it is looking for you, the unconscious mind works by giving you, hey, you wanted this, here it is. Okay, so and there's a nice book, I'll maybe share it with you, she will share it with you, the details, about this kid who says, I don't want lemon cake for my girl. He actually wanted a bicycle, but his aunt always gave him a lemon cake. So he keeps dreaming every day, I don't want lemon cake, I don't want lemon cake. He wanted a bicycle so badly. You know what he got for his birthday? A lemon cake. You know why? Because all his mind was thinking about was lemon cake. So I want to request all of you, if you are giving Your inner thoughts, you don't even see these thoughts, right? It's all happening in your head. If you are thinking, I don't want this, I don't want that, please change it to say, what do you want? Change it. It's a simple sentence. For example, like I might say, I don't want to be fat. What is my mind thinking about? Being fat. Absolutely. Right? So can you, so you don't even say, I want to lose 10 kg, it's also not great. You should say, I want to be 75 kg, for example. What do you want? So please, all of you, ask yourself this inner thought that going to sleep when you're thinking in your own quiet space, how many negative statements are coming into it? Please pause, write it down, change it, and then say it up again and again. And I want to give you a test of this. Are you all listening to me? Okay. I don't want you to think about a pink elephant riding a bicycle with a green cap on its head. Okay, I don't want you to think about a pink elephant riding a bicycle with a green cap on its head. You thought about this, didn't you? Did you think about this elephant? So you can't forget this now. It's already in your head. It's settled now. Whatever you will be thinking about this pink elephant riding a bicycle. This is to prove the point that the moment you say what you don't want, your mind has already thought about it. You can't unthink it. So now you have to say, what do you want? Strategy number 5. What do you think this is? Is pain good for you? How much pain? Who said yes? Come on, guys, be brave. This is your chance. Who said yes? You get to speak. Can I have a mic over here, please? Where is the mic? What's your name? Ashok, hi. Is pain good for you, Ashok?
How much we can bear?
How much you want to bear?
So we got this welcome competition. Pleasure of
What is the purpose of pain?
natural. Natural.
Definitely. Given by God. Is there a purpose for pain? Everybody? Anybody else? Is there a purpose to pain? Can I have the mic over there if you don't mind?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Auditor.
Hi, Aditya. Is there a purpose to pain?
It is because of pain, you get some motivation to overcome it. So when you have the pain, you get the motivation. You try to overcome it so that you, from the pain, you convert it to happiness.
So pain is a starting point to convert happiness. Do you think somebody can find happiness without pain?
No.
Not possible?
No.
So, okay.
If you just use this, you don't have the inner satisfaction.
Okay, so it's really hard work. That pain is hard work overcomes pain, and then happiness is worthwhile, right?
Yes.
So pain is good for you, and you don't have to bear so much, like Ashok said, and it may be useful for you to give meaning to your happiness, but pain is a different reason also. You need to apply the 1 second rule with pain. Okay? Pain is there to give you a signal that something is wrong. Okay? The pain is there. Remember this very carefully. Pain is there to give you a signal that something is wrong. For example, you put your hand on the hot stove. You should feel pain, right? Why? Immediately you take your hand off the hot stove. For example, you tried for a job and you did not succeed. You got a rejection letter. You feel rejected, hurt. That pain is good. It's good to say something didn't quite work out. How long will you spend in that hurt of the job rejection? How long? I know people who can spend a year feeling sad because they got rejected from a job. Anything good came from spending a year feeling bad? Anything good comes from spending too long in pain? Remember one thing, when you spend time with your negative emotions or your physical health, you would never put your hand on the stove for more than 1 second, right? But will you put your hand there for 5 minutes, let's see how much it can burn, how much I can tolerate? Like, maybe I have one of these special days, you can put your hand into the oil and fry this bonus and all, you see the videos, right? Do I want to test and find out? You would never do it. You're so conscious of physical pain. You're so alert. Straight away you take it off. Mental pain, you spend so much time, you are making a journey. You keep time, you spend time, grinding this chutney of pain, trying to find some meaning in it. It is only there to give you a signal that something needs change. If you can try and apply the 1 second rule, see, remember one thing, thinking uses energy. Thinking uses your brain's resource. Whatever resource you need to put towards achieving your life's goals is being consumed in the space of processing negative thoughts. So from my 10 years of studying this topic, I've come to realize, in fact, I found in my own friends found a guru recently, a gentleman based in the US who has done a lot of study of mental fitness, in which he has clearly said, nothing good ever comes from negative thinking. Nothing good. When I say prolonged negative thinking, you must accept and you must acknowledge it. You must accept what is the message coming from you. You feel hurt, you feel jealous, you feel angry. Very important emotions. Very, very important. What is the message? I am angry because somebody did not meet my expectation. I'm hurt because I got rejected. Okay, what now? So the moment you get the message, switch mode. But it's not that easy to go from negative to positive. You can't just say, okay, this is negative, please, I'm going to stop over here. It can't be done. You know how it can be done? How many of you meditate? How many of you meditate? Not even 1% of this room meditates. You know why meditation is important? Sorry. Anybody want to answer this question? Come here, please.
Aid our concentration.
Helps aid your concentration. Okay, so your name? Okay, helps in aiding your concentration. Any other thoughts why it's important to meditate? Sorry, at home, at the back. Thank you, Shweta sir. Good thought.
Ma'am, actually the silence which we would be in that state, right? Actually it's priceless. We enjoy ourselves and moreover some innovative thoughts would come rather than being just a concentrated tool. So actually helped me in my CA exams also.
Fantastic. What's your name?
Sai Sandesh ma'am.
Sai Sailesh.
Sandesh.
Sandesh. Very good. Can we go with you? That was a slightly closer answer. Of course, concentration is very important. Meditation helps you to get to neutral. See, you are in negative gear. This chutney kind thing is all negative. You can't go to positive without going to neutral. Can you? Very difficult. You have to get to neutral, meditation, mindfulness, pause, whatever you call it. If you go for a walk in the park, it's also meditation, but not if you're the whole walk you're thinking about that negative way, then no use. If you go to the park and you concentrate only on the sound of the birds and the rustle of the leaves and you're fully present, that's also like meditation. Because you want to get to neutral. But then it's not enough to get to neutral. See, most of the learnings with meditation, you say, no, let the thoughts go, let the thoughts go. Once the thoughts have gone, you want to neutral. What do you do then? You do what I suggested. He said, you need to innovate. It helps him innovate. You have a lot of capacity in your brain to empathize, to innovate, to explore, be curious, take decisions, take action. It's all there. The problem is, when we spend time in negative thought, we can't engage this positive side. So the method is, from negative to neutral, listen to your favorite song, but not in that song, not some sad song and feeling all the negative meaning. You have to have something that brings you to neutral and then immediately engage your positive mind. This is where many of us don't do it. We come to neutral, we meditate, nothing changed. Because after meditating and coming to neutral, we did not engage our positive mind. So I want to challenge all of you, if you're finding it difficult, something difficult, please take a moment, take deep breath. You know, this deep breathing exercise, I don't need to put here to show you. Anything that forms concentration away from thoughts. Concentrate on a song, on a sound, on a picture, anything to come to neutral, and immediately after that, engage your positive thoughts. Keep practicing that. Believe me, it makes a huge difference. I know I'm running out of time. I'm going to type and see. Everyone excited for the game or something? No, yes. Thankfully, there is no game left. Otherwise, I wouldn't have spoken to you. Because it was a midnight game. The last literally, I went to the office with his own. But why do I show you Messi? I was very fortunate to be part of a conversation. Okay, I know Messi is very exciting, but can we just 5 more minutes of that? Messi, how much has Messi earned? Around 80 million, right? He's recommended Okay, Vijay said 80 million. Messi earns about $80 million a year. Okay? Can we not be Messi? We could follow this chart, we all can't be Messi. We can be our own Messi, but we can't be Messi. Right? So the point here is that if two people start the same way, I am sure his friends started in the same way. There are only a few people who have made it to this. There is only one Bhavani, you know that. There's only one Messi. But the Bhavani and the Messi are not the same. We have to have our own path. The biggest problem what we do, we look around and say, oh my God, look at that person, look at this person, he's done so well, they've done so well. And we chart our brains following another person's journey. You cannot follow another person's journey. You know why? In spite of the gifts of God and the talent and the background and their hard work, there's also luck. Please understand, there's also luck. If you ask many people say, everybody will say that there's a huge amount of luck in this success. So even if you are exactly the same as another person, your luck is not the same as theirs. So please start your own journey because your happiness is waiting you at the end of that journey. The moment you look at another person's journey, you will not find the same happiness. Does that make sense? So if you are sitting here somewhere thinking, I signed up for this, I did that because that person did it, please pause and ask yourself whether that was indeed what it's already been decided, but at least you go back and ask yourself, did I do it for the right reason? Because I surveyed another person's journey. Is it right for my journey right now? Do I even know my journey's path? Very, very important, right? Mr. Mukti, and I had the Infosys had the foundation celebration. He said that so much of the success of Infosys and many of the large organizations is luck. Yes, you had good people, you had ethical people, you had courageous people, but you had luck. So I want you to understand that you cannot, of course, pray. Praying and faith are all very important, but acknowledge that luck plays a part in your success, and therefore two journeys are not the same. Very, very important for you to get mental energy to take these actions, even though it's different from another person. Strategy number 8. Mind and body, very important. I'm missing my goal for next year. My mind is great and body not so great. But mind and body are very, very important because they're best friends. Can you see your heart and your brain walking in hand? They're best friends. Your sleep, physical sleep is so important for your mind to recharge. Remember one thing, your thoughts, your emotions and actions are interrelated. Your thoughts affect your emotions affect your action. And the cycle continues. If you think I can't do it, then your emotion is fear, your action will be some nervous reservation. Today, for example, that I gave, if I thought I can't do this, of course I look at you, of course I thought nobody's coming to my presentation. Chat. I came all the way excited and nobody's here. I'm glad you want to come in and I'm very happy that you are. But imagine my emotional state as I was preparing to come up to this stage. There was all kinds of emotional roller coaster. But finally you pause it and say, you're going to do this. Whatever happens, you're going to do this. So action, hopefully the action was good enough. This presentation was satisfactory to you guys, right? Because that is the action of this thought process, thought, emotion, action. You go for an interview. Have you seen people in an interview waiting room? Like this. You know, in the interview waiting room, they all get down nervous as if they are doing some IIT for an exam. You need to be like this for an interview. You need to open your chest, take a deep breath, because your physical condition determines your emotional state, the thought process. I can do this. You might be thinking I can do this, but your physical state is not supporting your thought. You are sitting all scrunched up and worried. You will your interviewer will see it, they will notice it. And I want to tell you something, okay? All the strategies I have given you will not change you overnight. You need to use 20% insight and 80% muscle building. Well, what does the muscle come? Those anyone who been to the gym regularly, tell me about muscle building. Can I get the mic over here? Over here. Yeah. What's your name?
Manikanta. Manikanta.
How do you do muscle building?
It's a pain relief, man.
Hey, how do you build it?
Daily workout.
Daily workout, correct? You go to the gym, you do this, you run, take it on your top. Daily workout. How many of you are willing to invest in yourself by doing daily workouts of your mind? How many of you do it? See, I must say, forget how many do it. You've got some strategies for me today. How many are willing to put in 15 minutes a day to do daily workout of your mind? Hands up. All of you need to do this. Remember,
It's getting
last
nice.
week positive change. Ask everybody who went to the gym for 1 year, let's stop going to the gym, they get double fat. Promise you. You go to the gym and then stop, you can't continue. So, daily workout of your mind is important for lasting positive change. Last one, speaker. Please speak. This is my last time. I hope you all speak now. Okay, I think my time is up. So, my last speaker, let your dreams be your dreams. Two very important things happen in your dream. One, all the filing of your thoughts. You take all the thoughts you gathered from this conference today needs to be filed. When you sleep, you go and put it through folder A, folder B, folder C. This is the strategy for this and that, and you can retrieve it. One thing. Second thing, have positive thoughts before you go to bed. 2 minutes, just think positively, go to bed. It will help you store it in your brain. 2 things in your dream. And my last question is very important. My last slide, absolutely last slide. We always say I have no resources, I can't do this, I can't do that, what do I do? Look at this slide, right? Time, what can everybody say? You unless you are working parallel universe or some other kind of universe, what can you say about the time? Yes, some people make it work last, work part and some don't. It's because of other things, not time. Time is equal. Then you have money and everything else. Everything else is like natural, benefit, this, that, every society. I can't control. I put it in the orange because how much money I have, I really don't know. I might get more, I get less. It is only one resource. Everything else is dependent on other people. Everything else I can't control ever. So look at the dream. Everything is in your control to make your dreams come true. So question you have to ask yourself, and this is my last question to you guys. How accountable are you for what, why, and how you spend your life resources? You want your dreams to come true? Every day ask yourself at night. Write a little diary. If you're not in the practice of journaling, Write a diary by asking yourself, how accountable have I been today? Online, live resources. I thank you very much. You've been a great audience. Sorry, ran over time. I'll stay for tea or ask any questions. Let's do it then. I don't know if I have time for questions now, but I appreciate your interaction during the session today. I hope you've taken away something that will help you. Please connect with me. I'm on LinkedIn. That's my LinkedIn handle. There's only one Bhavani Jois I checked. So you can't miss me on LinkedIn. So please find me on LinkedIn. Stay in touch.